Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Muhammad Asim. I'm working as DevOps engineer. Guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how we can set up the self-managed Elasticsearch cluster on AWS and why we are setting up. Because if you see the cost related to the Elasticsearch on cloud providers like AWS, GCP, or Azure are really high. So that is why we used self-managed cluster, and we have the powerful tool by HashiCorp Terraform to deploy all the infrastructure, and we are going to use the containers for setting up of our Elasticsearch cluster. So let's begin. I'm going to cover all the steps in few videos, and playlist will be available for you. So let's start with the first step. First step is going to be the building of AMI. So guys, in first step, what we will be doing, we are going to build our AMI for Elasticsearch cluster because we are going to use highly available infrastructure through Terraform. We are going to use the application load balancer, which is going to be the layer 7 load balancer, and it is going to the spread. It is using for HTTPS and spreading load. So let's begin. For HTTPS, what I will be doing, let me navigate to my Cloudflare DNS service provider, and we are also going to set up the HTTPS. So simply type certificate here, right? I'm going to provide the certificate to our Terraform port, but first of all, we need to do these steps. So this domain I will be using for this demo, and let's simply navigate to the DNS section. Okay, from the certificate manager, ACM cert manager, I'm going to simply create cloudgeeks.tk. Okay, and, just check the spelling star.cloudgeeks.tk. So that seems to be okay. And one more thing, simply you can add here regarding the domain. So we have wildcard certificate available for you. That is the cool thing in AWS. Simply you need to create a request, right? Um, do 2-3 time refresh. Simply um, navigate to this section where we need to provide the CNAME entries in our DNS for validation. So simply what I will be doing, I'm going to update these entries, right? So let me do that, and I'm going to paste the second CNAME entry here. Okay, let me paste it, save it. So this part regarding the CNM validation is done, and propagation with Cloudflare is so quick. You will see in a few minutes that this validation is going to be updated. Till then, what we will be doing, we will be setting up AMI for our application, and that AMI, or you can say the golden AMI, will be used in our infrastructure through Terraform. That's why we are using the launch configuration and auto scaling group. So let me call this Ubuntu, and we are going to use the latest LTS version. So guys, I will try to cover all the steps required in this demo. So this is going to be the series of demo, and the playlist is going to be available for you. And this is more of a demonstration, but in actual reality, you will see, and this setup will take just 15 to 20 minutes, um, right? And let me navigate to this section. Simply I'm going to create a profile, right? Okay, navigate to this section and try to see, you see it is issued. We need the ARN of this, and let me show you the repository I've made available for you. So guys, this is our repository, Terraform ELK. Although we are not using the log stash, but I just name it Terraform ELK. For logging, I'm going to show you the cloud provided, I mean, CloudWatch logs. provided by AWS, right? So simply click on this Elasticsearch, and in the main TF, what we need to do, simply need to update the ARN. So simply navigate to the section round about line number 450 something. So guys, this is the ARN, right? We need to update this. So what I have done, as this is the public repo, you simply need to clone it and check the line number, right? 428, right? Okay, navigate to the line number 428. What we will be doing here, simply update the ARN of um, ACM, right? So 428, this one, right? So let me do some stuff regarding that adjustment, alignment. So I'm going to simply update this guy, right? So this ARN is updated, this part is done, save it, right? Okay, navigate to the section. So I'm going to explain all the code, but in later videos, in the later videos, I'm going to cover the detail with regard to this code. So simply close this guy. What I will be doing, I'm going to create one role here. I'm going to call this EC2 console, right? And click this guy, simply create. Next, we are going to use the managed policy by AWS. So simply you need to type core here. All right, select this. So guys, I have selected this policy, right? And click next, right? And what I will be doing, I'm going to call this EC2 underscore console, right? Create this role. So this role is going to be used for console access by SSM, right? And it is going to be secure, so we are not going to use any key, right? I'm going to select this guy and just want to make sure that this is the location we are going to store our Elasticsearch data. I'm going to use GB2, um, right? So existing security group, I'm going to select uh, default, right? And I'm just checking, you see proceed with no, if you're not recommended, but we are going to simply use the role as we discussed. So I'm going to click create. So guys, you see it has launched the Ubuntu 22 LTS for us. Once it is available, I will be showing you the creation of AMI. So guys, our instance are still in launching state. Till then, what I'm going to show you, we're not going to build, manually. We have two scripts. You have to simply navigate to this section, build AMI, and we have two scripts I've created for you guys. And we simply need to add these scripts. I'm going to cover what we are doing in these scripts. So we are going to use Docker and Docker Compose installation. It is going to be done automatically. Then we are going to use the latest version of we are going to install the latest version of AWS CLI. This is going to be done in next step. We are going to do the automatic dismounting, and dismounting is going to be in slash data. And we are going to use the labels instead of UI, UUID, which is actually pointing to your actually UUID. So we are going to simply mount that, make an entry in ETCFS tab. And this is the label we are going to use. And I will show you all the stuff in the console, right? And Docker pull, we are going to pull these versions of Elasticsearch on our golden AMI, right? And simply we are going to pull the Elasticsearch, Elastic Search metric beat, and Elasticsearch APM server for detailed monitoring of our Elasticsearch cluster. So why we're pulling all this stuff? Because when scaling happens, it is going to be done quickly because the auto scaling room does not have to pull all the images for us. We are going to do uh, all the stuff in our golden AMI, right? So what is mean by the second script? So let me show you the stuff. So Docker socket permissions are required. For instance, if you mount Docker socket in the containers for monitoring all the stuff, you need Docker permission. Later on, I'm going to cover all the user data which we are going to use in our launch configuration through autoscaling group, and I will cover it in later videos. So this is the basic stuff, or I should say the step one we need in our first video. So we need Docker socket permission. We are going to create a service. Why we are creating this service? That after reboot, the service are going to be updated, and what it does, it is going to simply update the permission of Docker socket. Usually happens if you reboot the machine, the permission of Docker socket is changed. So we had that is why we are setting up the service. Another thing I've added, you can update it. It is regarding the Docker logging. All the containers by default, uh, yeah, I mean log retention is not set, but you can set up at the start of your building of or starting of your containers. Log retention here, I mean, we are going to use, I mean, 1 GB of data, and the max file size is going to be 5 size of log files are going to be created, and which means if you multiply 1024 by 5, it's going to be 50 GB. Your logs are not going to be more than 50 GB. I mean, you can reduce the size or increase the size. You set it up, the log rotation automatically happen on your machine, and you don't have to do it manually, all the stuff regarding the log rotation on your machine, right? So guys, let's begin. What I'm going to do, I'm going to simply copy this build AMA raw, click this. Although everything is available in the code, you simply need to download this repo, navigate to this machine, click this guy. We have created this role. We are able to, we will be able to, I mean, take a shell into this. So simply, I'm going to refresh it. So, okay, let's try to refresh. Okay, let me check my internet setting. Right, I will be back in a moment. So guys, what we will be doing now, simply click this guy, click connect, and we are going to take a shell into this machine, right? And we are going to simply use this script. So I've already copied it, and what I will be doing, I'm going to sudo press F9, and I'm going to call this build AMI, right? Use vim build AMI dot shell. So paste it here, right? And all the stuff regarding the creation of AMI is going to be done quickly, so you don't have to, you know, install all the stuff and mounting of disk. Everything I've already shown you how we can do that, and we added the disk for ourselves, and we are going to pull the images. So this is the stuff happening as I already shown you in the script. Okay, this is the script build AMI. You need to simply copy paste it and simply run it, make it executable. And now I'm going to show you the stuff which is going to be happen in the UI. So you see the installation with regard to the Docker and Docker Compose is now available, and we are going to use the Docker Compose version 2. It is far more faster as compared to version 1, and Docker Compose version 2 is using now Golang. So the installation of Docker and Docker Compose is completed. Now we are using the, or I should say, the installing the AWS CLI, which is now done. And regarding the disk mounting, you see, um, regarding this mounting, this is the UUIDs of our existing stuff. Now this is the UUID of our disk. On slice data, we have used labels, and this is the 20 gigs of disk, which we will be using for our Elasticsearch storing of data, and it is going to be mounted to the container. As this is the demo, and this much disk is enough for this demo. Usually this disk in TBs or GBs depend on your requirement. So you see all the stuff regarding the step one is completed. So what I will be doing, simply I'm going to remove this build AMI as we don't need it, and simply I'm going to excuse me, I'm going to use the other script which is regarding the socket permission, and I will be showing you guys why we need this. Let it call this Docker permission, and don't remove this script. This script actually creates one more script automatically for us, and also creates permission set and enable the service. And regarding the logging retention, I've already covered. So later then it is going to simply reboot the machine. So I'm going to simply call this mod, make it executable. So this is the script. Once done, it's going to quickly do the stuff, create the service and reboot the machine, and your machine is rebooted. So I'm going to simply close the shell. All right, go back, wait for few seconds, refresh it, because the reboot of your machine is now done. And I'm going to take the shell into this machine to see everything is ready. So guys, my machine is rebooted. If you see, our service regarding the Docker permission is running, and that is it we need. So I'm calling this Docker sock shell, and what it does, if you see in the system etc system D system Docker socket service, right? So simply what it is doing, simply it is actually updating the service once the machine is rebooted, and this is the command it is using regarding the Docker socket permission. So let me show you this part as well, and then we are going to simply build our AMI, right? So simply check it. You see, read that permission is now updated. Anyway, what we are going to do now, simply the best practice is to, regarding the golden AMI, I should say, stop the machine, take the AMI. Although you can take the AMI of the running machine as well, but we just want to make sure that everything, every process is stopped, and then we are going to take AMI of our machine. So guys, our machine is stopped. Simply right click it, navigate to the image section, create AMI. I'm going to call this ESAMI, right? And simply copy this guy. I'm going to give the description ESEMI by cloudgeeks.ca. So this is our domain, right? I'm going to simply copy this and check the spelling. Cloud. Oh yeah, there is a typo here. I'm going to simply update it. I'm going to simply update here, right? And then you see our disk. I'm going to name it Elasticsearch AMI by cloudgeeks.ca, right? So let's build it. So what now I'm going to do, I'm going to show you the AMI, right? Navigate to the AMI section, and you will be seeing that AMI is now started. So this is the first video regarding the series of Elasticsearch creation, and this is done. Hopefully you like the video. If you like, share and subscribe the channel. See you in next video.